Alright folks, bam. I'm going to turn on the radio a little bit and get freshened up. You can listen to my local radio. So yeah, I don't know what song that was, but it works, you know. So, yeah, I got some winning lottery tickets. Yeah, I got the goods. There's a little bit of bucks in my pocket. Just gonna... That's the thing, I kind of thought about that stuff, you know, a standard person talking about, it's like, how much money's in your pocket? Not just how much money's in your wallet, but in your pocket. Standard answer to that would probably be $55, $75, $85, something like that. That's what you would assume. This makes you feel good, you know, should. But yeah, I'm going to talk about ass clowns. So I definitely feel like, for me to mess around and talk about ass clowns, the whole thing about those things is just that...
Look at this guy. What an ass clown.
Let's zoom in on him. Dr. Mundo.
Yeah.
It's not really a word I use that much. I want to introduce it a little bit more and start actually using that word. That's going to be the title of this video, just ass clowns. You know, we're going to have bits and pieces of other things in there, but the main thing about it is just trying to say, you know, it's not really a word that, you know, white people use all the time, black people use all the time, Asians use all the time, you know, Latinos, all these different folks, you know, you have to think about it. You can't really think of Russians calling people ass clowns or something like that, you know. This is kind of, I mean, what would it be in Espanol, you know, to think about something like that? How would you say quit being an ass clown or an ass goblin, you know? This, I mean, it's really, I would say it's probably used as like foul language maybe like a 16th of the time, or a 32nd of the time, or maybe even a 64th. You know, the standard, I'd say probably 30% or more is a bitch, a pussy, a bastard, an asshole, something like that, you know, a dick, you know, you know, just a prick, you know, that's probably used like an 1/8 of the time or a 16th of the time, but I really feel like ass clown is used less than prick when you think about those terms. And that's just kind of the main thing. I want to reintroduce it. I mean, the only movie I've ever heard someone call someone an ass clown in is just Bad Santa. You know, that dude from Office Space, wow, you know, he just randomly used that word, and it was just, it kind of struck a chord just because you probably wasn't what you were expecting him to say. You know, you'd think, son of a bitch, you know, something like that when you see him in that scene. But, as, you know, Billy Bob Thornton, the funny thing about him, he just kind of looked at him. He was just, you know, kind of had one of those looks. So obviously I don't think he would have known too well. But that's just the main thing is, you know, to sit there and talk about that. I mean, just for me to actually think of a term when I would use that, you know, going down the street, walking up the road, saying, "Oh, that person looks like an ass clown." It's kind of that's the main thing about it. It just has like a particular. It's really not too much of an insult as much as you would think. You know, for someone to call someone a son of a bitch, or, you know, like your mama's fat, or some, you know, one of those type things that gets beneath the skin. You know, for someone to say, you know, you've been a real ass clown today. It's not, you know, it doesn't have like, oh, damn it, you know, I didn't mean to be such an ass clown, you know. I mean, that's just kind of the main thing about it. So I almost felt like that just happens to be the scenario there. But I enjoy the purpose of the reigning of that word. It just needs to pop up more than a 32nd of the time, or a 64th. It definitely is something. Think of any more of those type words that you just don't hear people get called enough. I mean, Beavis and Butthead tried to call people those sorts of things, like, you know, a dick burglar or something like that, but dickhead, you know, dill hole, dill weed, you know, those are just, I mean, it's really been, you know, for someone my age who grew up in the 90s, it's really been since like 1996, 1999 since those types of insults were thrown out. Most of the time nowadays you can't call someone a dickhead just because it's not politically correct or something, which is kind of a shame just because those sorts of insults are useful, just to kind of go back and forth and see how many you can get someone to call someone. Beavis and Butthead would do that like nobody's business. So, that's honestly what we need. You know, I'm not going to do that with Frenchie, but, you know, we definitely need to get some people just calling people ass clowns and dillweeds, you know. Looking out for you guys.